It's a little softer, but in. Get it. Yes! Yes! Then the one pin came over and was like, ah. What's up, guys? BrunsNick's back, and it's time to introduce the DV8 Heckler. Now, the Heckler has a brand new asymmetric core design that is akin to the Troublemaker series that was built for two-handers and no-thumb bowlers. It's matched with the HK22 cover stock with Cohesion and Maximum Havoc additives. Now, I can't wait to see what this one does on the lanes for me with SPECTO running, of course. But before we get to all that, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Now, let's see what this new Heckler does out on the lanes. All right, it's time to introduce this new Heckler. Really excited for it, even though I am not two-handed and I do use my thumb. This core is a new version of asymmetry that's going to enhance bowlers that don't use their thumb. So let's take a look at the core. RG 2.50, differential 051, intermediate pretty low at 010. The way they distribute mass and the way that there's voids in the core help two-handers to get more differential and more drilling options with just using two fingers. So what does that mean for a one-hander like me? Well, it's going to be just a nice big asim ball. It's got kind of a mushroom shape to it, and it's all about the cover stock. So HK22 has Cohesion in it. It's got that good stuff, and Maximum Havoc, 500-2000. Bowling on crown jewel pattern, that's my house shot. Nothing special about this. I bowl on this all the time, 43 feet. 22, 23 units, big oil in the middle, not a lot to the outside. So I got SPECTO running, we're gonna start it out, we're gonna move it in, we're gonna see what this Heckler is all about. So start on 15 like I always like to do, and I always drift a little bit. People ask me, hey, you know, you say you stand on 15, but you throw your shot, you're at 22. Yeah, sorry about that. All right, here we go. Oh boy. Hard high one to start. I was pumped. First shot of the day. Got some practice in with another ball. You know, when you get these big asymmetrical bowling balls, and I don't know what the numbers go to after drilling, I would assume that they would come up quite a bit. And you kind of tell by how much the ball flares, and quite a little bit of flare in the oil, but then it keeps flaring in the dry. So it did a lot of work. I got that in and it had no problem slowing down and still getting through the pins pretty fine. Now let's try to throw it normal where I don't just gun it right at like 10 board or whatever, and see what happens when we actually throw it to some friction. I don't know. This ball looks cool. Normally orange I'm not really big on, but it is not offensive when it goes down the, oh, wow. See what happens? I get it out, touch some dry, and that ball came off the spot very hard. Gave it a little more room, and I paid the price for it. I would have picked that up no problem. I mean, that's like the easiest split conversion ever as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I mean, bowling balls like this is a ball you use when there's heavier oil. You know, if you're a speed dominant player and you don't have a lot of revs, this is a ball you start with. This is a bowling ball you start with, and you break them down, and you hope for the lanes to come to you a little bit. And I'm just gonna keep my speed up and not just send it to the dry, but I think speed's critical here. Good shot. Yeah, that was kind of right in the middle of the two. Flirted with the outside, but further down the lane where it saw the friction, and it came off that spot really hard, went through the pins. Pins just blew up. It's kind of what you want. So let's start moving it in now. It's 3 shots out there. Kind of saw what it did. Now let's start opening up the angles. We're going to see if this ball can answer all the questions that we always have for asymmetrical solids. Can it hook and continue? These bowling balls hook, but will it be out of energy or not towards the end? We're going to find out. So let's start it on 20 now. We're going to give it a little bit of a swing. Ball speed I'll probably keep fairly strong. I'm not going to drop it very much. So I got to see. Man, it's not lopey. It's Some bowling balls lope, like they're trying so hard to do it. This ball just kind of turns and goes. So the numbers, I mean, I got to think that the flare goes up, you know, the differential's got to go up after drilling. And I got to think that intermediate shoots up quite a bit. Hard to tell whether it's a quick response or a slower response. I usually can't tell that until I start moving in and really opening up the angles and seeing how it comes off that spot. But right there, I could probably get a pinch slower just to give it a little bit more shape. I wasn't sure if that was going to get back, and it did, and hit hard. It's a little softer, but in. Get it. Yes! Yes! Messenger, babies. That one just was like the lightest tap. The 10 pin was just wiggling a little bit. It wasn't going down. Then the 1 pin came over and was like, ah. Yeah, all right. So I was right, I can get the speed down, but if I get it in the oil, you know, if I would have thrown it with the same speed, I think I would have been in trouble. I probably would have 2 pin, I don't know, but I don't think it would have struck. So let's throw one more shot. Let's try to send it out a little wider. What do you say? Like that? All right, got that out way far. I had to been like 3-4 board. Kick the 10 out. But when you start opening the angles, you know, the ball uses so much energy in the mid part of the lane that it often does not have the amount of energy to get through the pins. That's what I found there. So let's move it another 5. We'll be on 25. You know, this ball doesn't have a lot of surface to it either. That's the other thing you got to take into account is, you know, when a ball has 1,500 grit, say 500, 1,500, or 500,000, that's a strong surface. 500, 2,000, it's a versatile surface. All right, they're into 25 now. I'm going to really focus on getting around the side of a ball, not a ball, and getting it to tip hard. Like that. Here we go. Hey, I love it. When a bowling ball hits that hard and 8 pins, that's why I'm the 8-pin king. Some of these are just unbelievable sometimes. That one, you couldn't hit it any better in the pocket. Crushing it, 8-pin. I'm the 8-pin king. But let's, I'm not gonna change a single thing. I wonder if I go back to back. I've never gone back to back on this channel, I don't think. I'm really gonna try to do everything the same and see if I can't 8-pin one more time. That's a little bit softer, it's hooking. Felt like I let off just a little bit. I'm liking this ball a lot. You know, it's not quite orange. They call it like citrine or citrine, I don't know what they call it. It's a color, it's kind of like an off orange, I guess. And the nice thing is it's mostly purple where the axis is. So I don't see a lot of that orange until way down the lane. All right, let's throw one more shot here. Couldn't get that 8-pin back to back, but that's all right. Good shot. Oh. All right, 4-pin, not bad. All right, so far we're 3 zones in, and Heckler's performing pretty well. So obviously there's gonna be reviews out there from two-handers, no thumbers, and you'll get their take on it. Obviously I can't add to that. I just know that with the drilling options you'll have with no thumb layouts, you're gonna see a big difference in overall performance after drilling. All right, let's move at 5. We're gonna be on 30. So that's 15 left of where we began. Normally this is where we start seeing bowling balls like typical ASIM solids get lazy. We'll see if this one does or not. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Gave that a little extra loft, a little extra business at the bottom. I just wanted to make sure I was gonna get it all. And just kind of grabbed it a little bit. So high flush, I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna try to actually get off of it cleaner and not try to grab it so hard. We're gonna see. I like the result. I don't like the execution. All right, come on. Let's do better than that. Better. Come on. That's more like it. And this is just a very strong bowling ball. Everything you kind of want. You know, DV8's got a lot of that performance bowling balls from top to bottom. The asymmetry balls. You know, the Heckler comes in with that new core technology. It's going to help two-handers mostly. It's going to be a good option for one-handers, as I'm showing you. One more shot in that zone. I don't think I've really tested the limits of this ball yet. That's another one that's good. Come on. Trip the 4, but I don't get the 10 out. Man, all right. We better move it more. I'm gonna move it to the last spot. Will be 20 left. Standing 35. So far, Heckler's been phenomenal. This is kind of a ball you can play at all different parts of the lane. That mushroom type shaped core. Cohesion additive. Makes it stick to the lane. So we're on 35 now, end of the road. Throw a couple shots in here. Come on. Uh-oh. Got it soft and slow. All right. It's aggressive. Even from that deep angle, if I soften up the speed, it wants to see it and go. So I would say overall, this is a quicker response ball. You know, the 0-10 on the intermediate would suggest that it would be a slower response, but after drilling, that's where the difference comes in. All right. Let's throw a shot here where I don't get soft and just chuck it to the dry and hope for the best. Let's stay aggressive. Good. That's way out. Oh, I almost 8-pinned again. Woo! I don't know, what do you guys think of this Heckler so far? I'm gonna throw one more shot. This is where I like to move it to a zone where I felt like I had the best look. Honestly, you can kind of pick and choose whichever one you want. I probably wouldn't start in the beginning where I was on 15. The last zone I threw from was probably where I would want to throw this ball. So I'm gonna move back 5 boards and throw it again. The 25 to 30 zone was really good on this ball. So let's finish this out with a good shot. Yes! Finally got them all. Trip 4 to end the night. I love it. So Heckler, great addition to the DV8 line. I had a lot of fun throwing this ball. Doesn't quit. It's an asymmetrical ball that you can play from multiple angles. If you like to play it straight, look good. If you want to move in and hook it, and if you're two-hander, go for broke. Rev it up, send it, bend it. That's all. Check out the new merch on Inside Bowling. I really appreciate all your support, and please subscribe to the channel. If you feel like this video helped you in any way, or if you got this ball based on the review, please let me know. I love to hear it. So please subscribe. Talk to you guys on another video.